Hi dears, good morning. Welcome back to our next economics class. What we studied in the last day? Did you read that portion what we studied from there? Did you read? Some of you read and some of didn't read, I know. Why? So all should read the chapters what we studying in the classes. Otherwise we can't catch. Okay. The last day we studied about two topics. The land is fixed and is there a way one can grow more from same land. We saw on a same piece of land in a single year in Palambur village they are cultivating 3 types of crops in different seasons. That is the only way cultivate more than in a single area. Okay, in the third page you have 2 boxes with violet color. Listen to them. The standard unit of measuring land is hectare, though in the villages you may find land area being discussed in local units such as biga, gainda, etc. 1 hectare equals the area of square with one side measuring 100 meter. Can you compare the area of 1 acre? Fill in the area if in your school courtyard or school ground. Maybe some one word questions you can expect from the which are the what is biga or what is gainda, such a type of questions. So that is why that is saying here. The standard unit of measuring land is hectare. You know the hectare means we are saying like acre, 1 acre, 2 acre. That is here hectare. The standard unit of measuring land is hectare. Though in the villages you may find land area being discussed in local units. But in the villages we can see different names for standard unit of land, which are the example biga, gainda, etc. In villages areas we can see another names. We are saying 1 cent, 2 cent, that type of names in village areas giving for standard unit of land. 1 hectare equal the area of square with one side measuring 100 meter. If square all side 100 meter, it is 1 hectare. How we understand? That is saying here 1 hectare equal the area of a square with one side measuring 100 centimeter. All side it has 100 centimeter. It is a square. We can consider it is 1 hectare. Is it clear? Okay, then next column, next box, listen to the. Not all villages in India have such a high level of irrigation. We saw Palambur village highly irrigated because of electricity came earlier in Palambur village. Because of the electricity, much of the area they can create irrigation facilities. That is saying here, but not all villages in India have such a high level of irrigation. Apart from the riverine plains, coastal regions in our country are well irrigated. In contrast, plateau regions such as Deccan Plateau have low level of irrigation. Of the total cultivated area in the country, a little less than 40% is irrigated even today. In the remaining areas, farming is largely dependent on rainfall. Actually, irrigation facilities we saw about the Palambur village. Here saying about the villages in India. Not all villages in India have such high level of irrigation like that of Palambur. Apart from riverine plains means northern plains. Northern plain and coastal regions in our country are well irrigated. In our country, coastal regions and northern plains getting well irrigated, which they built well irrigation. But in contrast, in opposite, plateau have low level of irrigation. In plateau regions, much of the area didn't get irrigation facility. Of the total cultivated area in the country, little less than 40% is only irrigated even today. Much cultivated area, total cultivated area, only 40% area getting irrigation. Have you understand? In the remaining areas, farming is largely dependent on rainfall. In the remaining areas, the cultivation is dependent on the rainfall. Is it clear? Okay, then take your next page, 4th. Then last day we studied about which multiple cropping. Is it multiple cropping means on a same piece of land in a single year they are producing different crops, more than one, 2 or 3, that is multiple cropping. Then what is in the next paragraph in 4th page? Listen to that. Have we seen that one way of increasing production from the same land is by multiple cropping. The other ways to use modern farming methods for higher yield. Yield is measured as crop produced on a given piece of land during a single season. Till the mid-1960s, the seeds used in cultivation were traditional ones with relatively low yields. Traditional seeds needed less irrigation. Farmers used cow dung and other natural manure as fertilizer. All these were readily available with the farmers who did not have to buy them. What is saying in the paragraph? You have seen, or we saw in the last class, one way of increasing the production from the same land. One way for increasing the production on a same piece of land that we saw, that is multiple cropping. In a single year, cultivating different crops. That is the only way cultivating a same taking more yield on a same piece of land. Yield means വിളവ്, production കൂടുതലാക്കുക. Okay. Then the other use, there is one other use, other way to increasing production or increasing yield. Yield means എന്താണ് നമ്മൾ കൾട്ടിവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, എന്താണ് അതിൽ നിന്ന് കിട്ടുന്നത്, that is yield. Okay. The other way is to use modern farming methods for higher yield. One way we saw for higher yield, that is multiple cropping. Cultivating different crops on a same piece of land in a single year, that is multiple cropping. Another way for increasing yield, that is modern farming methods. Modern farming methods. What is modern farming methods? You heard about from the last year, I think that. Even to look at there. The other way is to use modern farming method for higher yield. Higher yield. Yield is measured as crop produced on a given piece of land during a single season. Yield, we can measure crop produced on a given piece of land. In a given piece of land during a single season, how much yield we get. That's why we can measure our yield. Yield I told, എന്താണ് നമ്മൾ കൾട്ടിവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾക്ക് കയ്യിൽ കിട്ടുന്നത്, that is yield. Okay, on a same piece of land, we can measure the yield as crops produced on a given piece of land during a single season. That's why we can measure yield. Till the mid-1960s, the seeds used in cultivation were traditional ones with relatively low yield. Many years ago, here cultivating with the traditional seeds. Traditional seeds means which take from last year. പണ്ട് കാലത്തെ സീഡ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വിച്ച് ട്രഡീഷണൽ സീഡ്സ് എന്നാണ് അതിനെ അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഇപ്പോഴുള്ള സീഡ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മോഡേൺ ഫാമിംഗ് സീഡ്സ് ആണ്, HYV സീഡ്സ് ആണ്. ദാറ്റ് സീഡ്സ് ക്രിയേറ്റിംഗ് ഇൻ വിച്ച് ഡ്യൂപ്ലിക്കേറ്റ്ലി, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ബഡ്ഡിങ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ നിങ്ങൾ. അത് ഒരു പ്ലാന്റിൽ ബഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ മറ്റൊരു ഫ്രൂട്ട്സ് നമ്മൾക്ക് അതിൽ നിന്ന് കിട്ടുന്നു, പലതരത്തിലുള്ള ഫ്രൂട്ട്സ് നമ്മൾക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നു. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ബഡിങ്. അതുപോലെ ഡെവലപ്ഡ് ആക്കിയിട്ടുള്ള സീഡ്സാണ് മോഡേൺ ഫാമിംഗ് മെത്തേഡ്സിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സീഡ്സ്. ബട്ട് ബിഫോർ ദാറ്റ് till the 1916, till the 1916 up to 1916 here using traditional seeds. യൂസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത് ട്രഡീഷണൽ സീഡ്സ് ആയിരുന്നു. ബട്ട് traditional seeds needed less irrigation. If we are using cultivation, if we are using for cultivation traditional seeds, which it no need to much water, it needed only less irrigation. Less irrigation means water കുറച്ച് മതി. ഇതിന് ട്രഡീഷണൽ സീഡ്സ് ആണ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നതെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ. But farmers use at that time when the traditional seeds they are using cow dung and other natural manures as fertilizers. Traditional, if we are using traditional seeds, we can use fertilizer from cow dung or other remains of plants or leaves. പണ്ട് കാലത്ത് നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ പാടത്തൊക്കെ കൊട്ടക്കണക്കിന് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, തൊടിലിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ അടിച്ചു വരിയിട്ടുള്ള ചമ്മൽ കൊണ്ടിട്ട് ഇട്ട് കൊടുക്കും പാടത്ത് അവിടെ ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട്, എന്നിട്ട് അത് കത്തിക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ചാണകം ഇട്ട് കൊടുക്കും. അതായിരുന്നു ഫെർട്ടിലൈസർ. ബട്ട് അറ്റ് ദാറ്റ് ടൈം ദേ യൂസ്ഡ് ട്രഡീഷണൽ സീഡ്സ്. For traditional seeds that need only some irrigation and that needed, or they are giving fertilizer as cow dung or other natural manure. Manure means waste. Okay. All these were readily available with the farmers. All these traditional seeds, they kept some seeds that they got last year and they used that seeds, that is traditional seeds, and it needed only some irrigation and it needed only which natural fertilizers such as cow dung and other manures for what? Traditional seeds. But these all things getting from their own, they need not to be buy from outside. മറ്റുള്ള പ്ലേസിൽ നിന്ന് വാങ്ങേണ്ടതില്ല, ഇതെല്ലാം അവർക്ക് തന്നെ കിട്ടിയിരുന്നു. Have you understand? That is saying here. But in the next paragraph, the Green Revolution in the late 1960 introduced the Indian farmer to cultivate of wheat and rice using high yield variety of seeds. Compared to the traditional seeds, the HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single plant. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities of food grains than was possible earlier. HYV seeds, however, needed plenty of water and also chemical fertilizer and pesticides to produce best results. Higher yield were possible only from a combination of HYV seeds, irrigation, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, etc. What is saying in that paragraph? We saw till the 1960 the farmers used traditional seeds. For traditional seeds that needed only some irrigation and also it needed only cow dung and other natural manures as fertilizers. How you understand? These are the things they are getting from nearby, or they need not to be which they buy from others. Okay. The second paragraph, the Green Revolution in the late 1916. After the 1916 or late 1960s or end of the 1960s, introduced the Indian farmer to cultivate of wheat and rice using high yield variety of seeds. High yield variety of seeds. Okay, what is saying here? After the 1916 or late 1960s, Indian farmers using high yield variety of seeds. High yield variety of seeds, HYV seeds. HYV seeds. We are using this high yield variety of seeds. We can use HYV seeds. Okay, the Green Revolution in the late 1916s, that is Green Revolution. Green Revolution. Revolution means entirely changes. Entirely changed, that is revolution. Green Revolution means revolution in the plants or cultivation. That is Green Revolution. Revolution in the cultivation, that is Green Revolution. Okay, revolution means change, entirely creating changes, that is revolution. So in India, late 1960s, they created Green Revolution. How that Green Revolution created? The Indian farmers began to use high yield variety of seeds. High yield means the maximum yield that is getting from this seed. That is why we can call it is high yield variety of seeds or HYV seeds. Okay. With that, they use HYV seeds, wheat and rice. Okay. Compared to the traditional seeds, but before the up to 1960, Indian farmers used traditional seeds. Compared to this traditional seeds, the HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single plant. Compared to the traditional seeds, HYV seeds promises much greater profit, much greater yield on a same piece of land. Or single plant. Okay, on a single plant, which a high yield, greater amount of grain we can get on a single plant compared to the traditional seeds. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities of food grains that was possible earlier. When the traditional seeds they used by the Indian farmers, compared to that, instead of that they used HYV seeds, from which HYV seeds they are getting which greater amount of grain on a single plant, and on a same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities. ഒരുപാട് അളവിലുള്ള വിളവ് they got from HYV seeds. Okay, but HYV seeds however needed plenty of water. We saw traditional seeds, it needed only some irrigation and using only cow dung and other natural manners as fertilizers. But for HYV seeds needed which plenty of water. It needed plenty of water for irrigate, and also it needed chemical fertilizer. Chemical fertilizers means you can buy from nearest market. രാസവളം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വളം വാങ്ങി വരിക എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് എന്താണ് ഒരു കവറിൽ വെള്ളപ്പൊടിയൊക്കെ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതാണ്, അതാണ് കെമിക്കൽ ഫെർട്ടിലൈസർ. ബട്ട് ഇൻസ്റ്റെഡ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് വെൻ ദ ട്രഡീഷണൽ സീഡ്സിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവർ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കൗഡങ്ക്, ഇലകളുടെയൊക്കെ പ്ലാന്റ്സിനെല്ലാം ഇലകളൊക്കെയാണ് കൊണ്ടിട്ടിട്ട് ഫെർട്ടിലൈസറായിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. ബട്ട് ഫോർ HYV സീഡ്സ് ഇറ്റ് നീഡഡ് കെമിക്കൽ ഫെർട്ടിലൈസർ. ഓക്കെ, ഫാക്ടറിയിൽ നിന്നുണ്ടാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്ന ഫെർട്ടിലൈസറാണ് HYV സീഡ്സിന് ആവശ്യമായിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഓക്കെ, വിത്ത് ഹൈ ഇറിഗേഷൻ ആൻഡ് കെമിക്കൽ ഫെർട്ടിലൈസിങ് it getting which better result. Better result means they are getting high yield from HYV seeds. Okay, high yield were possible only from a combination of HYV seeds, irrigation, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, etc. HYV seeds use ചെയ്യാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ high yield variety of high yield they will get. That is surely they will get high yield. Okay, because they are using HYV seeds. But with the HYV seeds, for high yield they need HYV seeds, irrigation, larger better irrigation, and chemical fertilizer and pesticides. Pesticides, you know, which ക്രോപ്സിലെല്ലാം കീടങ്ങൾ വന്ന് കിടക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ എന്താ കൊല്ലാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് പെസ്റ്റിസൈഡ്സ്. ഇങ്ങനെ സ്പ്രേ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് നടക്കുന്നത് കാണാം. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് പെസ്റ്റിസൈഡ്സ്. അപ്പോൾ HYV സീഡ്സിന് എന്തെല്ലാം വേണം? HYV സീഡ്സ്, മച്ച് ഇറിഗേഷൻ ആൻഡ് which fertilizer and chemical pesticides. ഇത് നാലും കൂടുമ്പോഴാണ് ഹൈ ഈൽഡ് കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. Is it clear? Okay. Then what is saying in that paragraph? The Green Revolution in the late 1916 introduced the Indian farmer to cultivation of wheat and rice using high yielding variety of seeds. But compared to the traditional seeds, the HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single plant. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce larger quantities of food grain than which is possible earlier. Okay, but HYV seeds, however, needed plenty of water, and it also needed chemical fertilizers and pesticides to produce best result. So higher yield were possible only from a combination of HYV seeds, irrigation, chemical fertilizer, pesticides, etc. Is it clear? Okay, next paragraph. Farmers of Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh were the first to try out the modern farming method in India. The farmers in these regions set up 2 wells for irrigation and made use of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizer and pesticides in farming. Some of them bought farm machinery like tractors and threshers, which they were rewarded with a high yield of wheat. Okay, what is saying in that paragraph? In India, farmers of Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh were first to try out the modern farming method in India. That is one question. Who try out the modern farming method in India? In which are the states? Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh. They used firstly HYV seeds. The farmer in this region set up 2 wells for irrigation. Kudal Kinaragal. The farmers in this region, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh regions, the farmers used tube wells for irrigation and made with the tube wells they can irrigate which well. Okay, and also the farmers in this region set up 2 wells for irrigation and made use of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizer and pesticides in farming. In Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh, they firstly introduced the HYV seeds. With that they used 2 wells for irrigation and also they used HYV seeds. With HYV seeds they needed chemical fertilizer and pesticides too. And also some of them bought farm machinery. Farm machinery is like a tractor and threshers. Threshers means grains വേർതിരിക്കാൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മെഷീനാണ് thresher. They used thresher and a tractor for do their job better. Okay, and also which made ploughing and harvesting faster. Which tractor and thresher made easily, which are the activity ploughing and harvesting much faster. Tractor and which tractor and thresher. Okay, and also they were rewarded with a high yield of wheat. Because of these uses, they got a high yield from their farming. Which are they used HYV seeds, 2 wells for irrigation, fertilizers, pesticides, chemical fertilizer, pesticides, and also some of them bought tractor and thresher for ploughing and threshing. This they got, that's why they got high yield from their cultivation. Is it clear? Okay, in Palambur, the yield of wheat grown from the traditional varieties was 1300 km per hectare. With the HYV seeds, the yield went up to 3200 km per hectare. Then there was a large increase in the production of wheat. Farmers now had greater amount of surplus wheat to sell in the market. What is saying in that paragraph? Palambur, the yield of wheat grown from the traditional varieties was, in Palambur, the cultivators used traditional seeds. With that traditional seeds, they got 1300 kilogram yield. They got, when the traditional seeds, the Palambur village people, they got how much kilogram? 1300 kilogram per hectare. ഒരു ഏക്കറിൽ നിന്ന് 1300 kilogram yield they got when they used traditional seeds. But within the HYV seeds, in Palambur village, they used HYV seeds, high yield variety of seeds, but the yield went up to 3200 kilometer per hectare. Kilogram per hectare. Because they used HYV seeds. Okay. There was a large increase in the production of wheat. They got large increase in the production of wheat because they used HYV seeds. Then farmers now had greater amount of surplus wheat to sell in the market. If they kept aside for their consumption, for their food, even though they have much larger amount of wheat for surplus, for sell to others. That's why they got much money from that cultivation. Is it clear? What did it say in that paragraph? In Palambur, the yield of wheat grown from traditional varieties was 1300 kilometer per hectare. With the HYV seeds, the yield went up to 3200 kilometer per hectare. This was a large increase in the production of wheat. Farmers now had greater amount of surplus when wheat to sell in the market. Okay, what we studied today? We studied today the only way for increase yield, that is multiple cropping. Multiple cropping means cultivate on a given piece of land in a single year. Cultivate more than one crop, that is multiple cropping. But other than multiple cropping we can get more yield with HYV seeds. Have you understand? Then till the mid 1916, the Indian and Palambur villages, Palambur people used traditional seeds for cultivation. But from it only getting low yield. Then traditional seeds needed only some irrigation, and farmers used cow dung and other natural manners for fertilizers. All these were readily available in their with their farmers who did not have to buy these items. But after the Green Revolution, late 1916s introduced the Indian farmer to cultivate wheat and rice, high yield variety of seeds. Compared to the traditional seeds, the HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single piece of land. Would now produce, as a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities of food grain than that was possible with the traditional seeds. HYV seeds, however, needed plenty of water and also chemical fertilizer and pesticides to produce best result. HYV seeds use ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നല്ല yield കിട്ടണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ they needed much of irrigation, which chemical fertilizer and pesticides. High yield were possible only from the combination of high yield they are getting only in the combination of HYV seeds, pesticides, chemical fertilizer and well irrigation. Okay, the next paragraph. Farmers of Punjab and Haryana and some parts of western parts of Uttar Pradesh were the first to use the modern farming method in India. The farmers in these regions set up tube wells for irrigation and made use of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers and pesticides in farming. Some of them bought farm machineries like tractors and threshers. It made easier ploughing and threshing. They were rewarded with a high yield of wheat. In Palambur, the yield of wheat grown from traditional varieties was in Palambur village, the farmers used traditional seeds when they got 1300 kilogram yield at per acre. But with the high HYV seeds, they got up to 3,200 kilometer per acre. The wheat, this was a large increase in the production of wheat. Farmers now had greater amount of surplus wheat to sell in the market. Okay, balance we can study in the next class. Then when we are taking this class, when you are reading this, maybe you can you feel that it is easy chapter. Even though from chapters you can expect general questions, but that you needed to with your own answer, with your own words. For you can that write that for write in your own words, you needed to read well the chapter. Okay, so next day. For today, what we studied from the chapter, all should read well, minimum 5 times. Okay. Then, if you have any doubt, you can ask at any time. Can I wind up? We can see the next class. Thank you.